Well, we got it in. We didn't have any rain. That was nice. It was a little bit warmer than normal. I think it pushed our guys to give a little bit more than they have been because it's been cool. But that was a good practice, and we're getting there. We got a ways to go. We got to figure out tonight. Excuse me. Tonight, looking at film, the things that we like so far, and the things we don't like, and chunk what we don't like, and keep what we do, and start narrowing this thing down a little bit. But so far, we've had good prep. We got a question.
You guys have had some pretty big marquee national games here in the last several years. How do you feel like you guys are just kind of handling big games, big moments?
I'll give the boring answer, which is all the games are big to us. They are. All games are big. All games mean a lot. Every conference game is important. They're all very meaningful. Try to treat them all the same. And it has to do with how you prepare and what you focus on. Focus on your job. Don't focus on who's in the stands or who says what. Just, learn what to do. Do it well, and do it with a lot of enthusiasm. So that's what we try to do.
What's impressed you about Jake Gaines and his time here before starts?
Just a quick learner. Learned it quick. But played a lot of football, obviously, and was one of the leaders on his team, if not the defensive leader of his team. I think he led the team in tackles, and just played a lot of great reps on special teams. So just impressed with how quickly he learned what to do, and how quickly he's been in position to help other guys get lined up, and he's not afraid to communicate out there. He's a very good football player.
Since it's been a special week for him going up against the state where he's...
Well, my guess is they're all special, I really think just playing between the hedges for the Dogs means an awful lot to him. It's something that he never really had as a plan going into college, and all of a sudden here he is, and he's enjoying every bit of it. Got a chance to get engaged right there at midfield, I think. It was midfield, and, this place means a lot to him in a short amount of time.
Talk about keeping treating every game, conference game the same. As far as Grayson goes, is it demeanor been the same this week as it has?
He had good focus, staying on top of it in the meetings. I sit in on almost every meeting, and he's very attentive and always taking good notes, and you see it go from the meeting room to the practice field as far as knowing what to do and making the right calls. And certainly not perfect, but you can tell he's locked in, and you appreciate that. But those other guys are locked in pretty good too. But he understands how to prepare.
I think he's looking forward to, being on a bigger stage this weekend than the previous two.
I mean, we're CBS 3:30, ESPN primetime, so we've been in big stages already. So I don't know if it's that much of a difference, really.
Mark, when Grayson came in, you guys kind of talked about needing another scholarship quarterback to help out with your numbers. But did you see him as a guy that you could maximize his talent and he could really help you with that position?
Well, we promised him an opportunity to compete for the job, and we were sincere in that, and we allowed that to happen, and he won the job. So, that's really all he could ask for, was a realistic shot at competing for the job, and we split reps as evenly as we could with the top three guys, and I don't think we could have been more fair in our approach to try to figure out who should be the guy. But going in, we really had no idea who the guy would be, and it turned out to be Grayson. And so far, he's done a nice job.
Bo Scarborough has been suspended for the first 4 games for Alabama and was injured. We'll be back this week. What kind of challenge does that present for you guys?
Bo's a very talented guy. We certainly watched his high school tape, and we're very interested in him. But as it turned out, he chose Alabama, and I don't know if they have plans for him or not, quite frankly. But before his career's over, I think he'll prove to be a really great back.
Speaking of recruiting, now just a very big weekend. There's a ton of really talented kids will be coming here.
No doubt.
I know typically recruiters tell you they choose schools over playing time
Well, I don't think the team that wins necessarily might get this guy over another. I think more times than not, as the game's being played, it reveals to the kid who he likes the best. If he sees a battle, somewhere in his gut, he's going to be probably cheering for one team over the other. You know what I mean? And I mean, I've seen that happen a lot more than the team that won got him. If he's not sure, I think it comes down to still, where do I fit in your plans, and what you know, what kind of people am I going to be around?
You ever thought of having that many kids?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's not the easiest thing to manage, but it's exciting to know that many great players want to come to our school and be here for this moment. And I say to our recruits every week, you know, you could choose to be anywhere you want to be, and you chose to come here, and that means a lot. And so for the ones that are about to come and enjoy this thing, we really appreciate it.
Do you personally get more requests for tickets this week?
Oh yeah. Well, my wife handles the tickets, and my assistant Ann, they kind of work together on tickets, so I always try to blame it on them. But I do. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing the calls you get, like yesterday, today, and tomorrow, you know, or Friday night. Hey, can you get me in the game? I'm like, no. But yeah, people do that, and I mean, just old friends to former players to just somebody out of the blue, you know.
How closely are you monitoring the weather forecast for Saturday?
Not very closely. Other than, I mean, I look at it, but I don't say. Usually, if it says, like, it was supposed to be, I think it was like 80% chance of rain today, or 60% maybe 3 days ago, and it didn't rain at all. It was sunshine. So I learned not to get too excited about a forecast until it gets a little bit closer to game time. But I did see where it looked like it could rain, but a couple days from now it may not be that way. But you know, we did practice in it. I guess the last couple of weeks. So I think that's good for our guys to know that they've practiced in it. We can take the snap, we can throw and catch, we can secure the ball, we can put the ball on the tee and kick it on extra point field goals, or not on the tee but on the ground, and punters can catch it and punt it. So I think it's good we've been out there in the rain a little bit.
Is it hard to, I mean, I can think of planning like where you think it might be a rainy day, so you account for that during the
Oh,
week,
yeah.
and then
It's a pain.
the opposite.
Been doing it for 14 and a half years. I mean, like practice days, every day. Wake up, what's the deal? What's plan B? I mean, and after a while, I just like, we're going no matter what. And then if lightning strikes, then, you know, we'll go figure it out
Well,
after
I mean,
that.
planning, like,
Yeah.
like if on yesterday it could have been like 80%. You're like, it could alter the game plan if it's a wet field or if it's raining.
Not the game. We won't change the game plan. It has to be coming down really hard to change the plan, I think, or the wind's got to be blowing really, really hard, with or without rain, to change what you're doing a little bit. Years ago, when I was at Florida State, we played Notre Dame at Notre Dame. It was one of those game of the centuries, you know. And but the wind was, I mean, whipping like no place I've ever been, and it made a huge difference. When you're going against the wind, there wasn't much. You could hardly punt it forward. It was blowing that hard, and that one, of all the games I've been that I've been involved in, that one, the wind affected it more than I've ever been in a rain game.
Yeah, yesterday you actually had buses lined up here, so I was
Mhm.
sure that you were going to go to, at least to Ramsey or possibly to Florida Ranch. Was that just
Yeah,
contingency?
well, you just got to be ready. Yeah, I mean, because if lightning strikes, and you're like, all right, let's go, you can't call the buses and wait 15, 20 minutes for them to get here, and you just got to have them on the ready, and if you use them, you use them. If you don't, you don't. So, you know, when we get our indoor up and running, it'll help us. The tough decisions will be a day like yesterday. It's raining, it's not lightning. Do you go outside? Do you go inside? What do you do? You know, or it's a little bit cold out there. Gosh, you know, should we go inside and be soft, or should we go outside here and play, You know, because we might play Auburn at 28 degrees like last year, so you probably need to practice in it. So I imagine there'll be some days where you're like trying to figure out whether to go inside or not, but some days you have to, and that's when it's great to have it.
So what would you have done then if you had an indoor facility yesterday?
Yesterday? I don't know. I've never had to deal with that before. I've been coaching 33 years, whatever it is, 32, 33 years, and never had that luxury to try to figure it out.
Coach, do you have any updates on Davin Bell and Reggie Carter, some other guys?
Davin's been practicing. Reggie, I don't think Reggie will play this week. But Davin, I don't think he had any limitations today.
I've heard this referred to because you guys are such mirror images, especially often, really both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
That this is the classic third down game. How do you
Could
feel
be.
like you guys are at third down, and where do guys like
Right.
Michelle and Kenyon Drake figure into that?
Yeah, that's a good question. We haven't had many third downs the last two games. I think we had 4 and then 5. Haven't done very well. We're like 1 for 4 and 1 for 5. Now some of it had to do, late in the game. You're in the game, and on third down you run the gut play or something just to get the clock running. So sometimes we weren't necessarily attempting the best play to get a first down at the end of a couple of these games. But we've been okay. And the thing about third downs, especially third and medium to long, you tend to get exotic blitzes and twists and stunts and things of that nature. And we've kind of been in the lead most of these games. We haven't had many of those situations where we had to deal with a lot of it. And, we know it's coming this week, next week, the next week. As the season goes on, we're going to get more and more of it. You practice the heck out of it, but it's definitely advantage defense when they can scheme, and they can just pin their ears back. It's tough to protect and throw and catch when people get in that mode.
How's he come out of the last couple of practices?
How's what now?
Rico, how's he come out and look bad?
Not bad. I think he'll be available to play. I'd say he's probable, I guess, would be a way to say it.
Mark, Bama's defense, how different is it, given that Jeremy was there, but in terms of, does it look like the defense you guys practice against now?
Some of the things, schematically, body types are a little bit different still, I think. I won't say how they're different, but there's some things that are similar, scheme-wise.
Alabama hasn't allowed a 100-yard rusher all season. How are you planning on getting the run game going and possibly setting up Chubb to break the record?
We really aren't worried about the record, and I don't think he is either. I think he would like. I'm sure everybody would like it for it to happen. I'd like for it to happen, but we're not in the room going, hey, how can we get Chubb 100? We're not doing that. We're trying to find out the best way to run the football, and so if we have success as a team, there's a chance that he could reach that mark. But we're going to do what we have to do to move the ball and win. And we may get ahead, we may get behind, we may have to throw it 50 times. I don't know. We may get to run it 40 times, 50 times. I just don't know yet. We'll just have to see how it goes, and hopefully we'll have success running it, and Chubb will be a big part of it.
Last question.
Okay. Y'all have a wonderful day.